Okay, well, I'm finally on the AT. I just left Springer Mountain and I'm heading down. There's my first white blaze. And I don't have a lot to say right now. I'm very excited. Don't know totally what to expect. But I really want to get on the move and see what kind of miles I can get in today. Didn't get started until about, I don't know, 2:30. So I'm really gonna push it and see if I can get about, I don't know, 8 or 9 miles before dark. There's a nice campsite, Hawk's Nest or Hawk something campsite I'm gonna try to get to. So I don't know, if I see anything great along the way, I'll let you see it. I'll probably video a little bit more tonight. Well, I'm up and rolling this morning. It was a pretty good night. I ended up stopping at a shelter and setting up my tent there because there were so many people. And I kind of wish I hadn't. I mean, I'm glad I did. I haven't stayed at a shelter before or in that area, but so it was good to see what that's like. But there were just way too many people. They were up way too late, way too noisy. So I think tonight I'll try to find a camping spot by myself somewhere. But anyway, I slept okay. I was in my tent for about 12 hours and slept about 7 of them. That's good enough. I'm a little stiff and sore this morning, but nothing any worse than what I expected. And I'm ready for a good day. I'm supposed to be really nice today. It was so nice yesterday. It was in the 60s, and I think maybe it got to the high 30s last night, maybe just the low 40s. I mean, it was so nice. Didn't even have to zip up my sleeping bag. And it should be like that again today. And then tomorrow, there was a chance of thunderstorms, high chance, but apparently that's gone by the wayside. The guy I was talking to just a few minutes ago said looks like maybe between 6 and 8 tomorrow evening, there's just a chance of some light rain, so that's no big deal at all. I'll keep my eye on it though, and if that holds up, I may try to pull into camp just a half hour, an hour early tomorrow, and set up before the rain comes in. That'll make things a lot better if I could have eaten and been all in my tent by the time the rain comes down. So we'll see what happens with that. So yesterday I started at 3 o'clock, pulled into camp around around 7, I think, and I only did about, well, I got 7.8 miles on the trail. Of course, I had to do a little bit up to Springer, so I did close to 9 miles. I'm hoping today I've got a lot more hours. Hoping I can, I don't know, get in 12 or 15 if I have a nice break in the middle of the day, but we'll just have to see. I might poop out at 8 and stop there, so we'll see what happens. All right, I see a little road ahead. I'm gonna see what's going on. So I just passed Gooch Gap Shelter. Gone about 7.5 miles so far today. It's only about 1 o'clock. I feel okay. My knees are a little bit sore, starting to kind of catch up with me, but not, any really bad way, just a little bit of pain. Most of the people that were at the shelter that I was at last night are stopping at that Gooch Gap Shelter that I just passed. And I didn't realize, one of the things I've learned just in my 2 days on the trail so far is that a lot of the younger people, and probably older people too, but especially the younger people, are kind of race from shelter to shelter. So they leave the night before, or they leave in the morning and race to the next shelter so they can get a good spot in the shelter, so they don't have to set up their tent or whatever. And they get there early, like there's a whole bunch of people already there, and so they got these good spots, and then they are making a campfire and getting things set up, and they're having a party until they go to bed at 9 o'clock when things generally quiet down at the shelters. So anyway, that's all great, but I'm trying to get a little bit of miles in and get as far as I can, so I'm gonna trek on. I don't know, there's another shelter, but it's quite a ways away. It's probably another 10 miles, so I doubt I do that today. I will probably just head up a ways. There's a couple of creeks up here. I might find a good water source and camp by that. The little town of Suches, I don't know how to pronounce it, is up here. I know there's a stream right past that, so I might try to make that. That's only 5.5 miles, something like that. So anyway, I'm doing well. I'll tell you what, this is not what I heard the weather is like on the AT. Yesterday was in the 60s. Today is probably almost going to hit 70. Last night was in the low 40s or upper 30s. Same for tonight. I hear we're supposed to get a little rain tomorrow. Shouldn't be anything too big, I hope. And it's just been beautiful. Magnificent. Couldn't ask for much more. These awesome woods, these majestic trees are just incredible. Definitely enjoying myself. So I'll keep on moving, and I think tonight I'll probably end up just stealth camping somewhere by myself. As you go along the trail, every so often you find, nice spots, just a single little tent spot off to the side that you can camp at if you want to, so I'll probably just go until I find something good. So I'm not even really close to where my hike's gonna end today. I still have, well, between 3 and 6 miles before I get to where I'm going. I wanted to get to this place called Woody's Gap. But then some people I just met said that there's not great camping there, although you can set up a tent. If you can go another 3 miles to Lance Creek, there's a great campsite. So I probably won't make it that far, but I might. So anyway, but the reason I came back on here is because a couple of things have happened I just thought I'd share with you before I forgot. One is kind of had a little revelation about my knee pain. If you've seen my previous videos, oh look, a little snake. Sunning himself. Cool. Anyway, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I've said before that I realized on one of my hikes that I was leaning way far forward when I hiked, and it was creating problems for me. Creating problems for how the pack rests on my shoulders and creating blisters and whatever. So I've been hiking now for a day and a half and having some knee pain, and then it just dawned on me I was hiking like that, so apparently I haven't learned my lesson. But just hiking up right now and, you know, letting my legs be underneath me and pull me along, and my knees feel 1,000 times better. They hurt a little, especially my right one, mostly just because I've been hiking like that for a day and a half, so now they're sore. But my hope is I hike like this for the rest of the day. I mean, I really have no pain doing this at all, almost. Every once in a while I get a little tiny twinge. My hope is I get into camp tonight and have a good night's sleep and wake up tomorrow and remember to hike the right way, and maybe I'll be able to get in even more miles. So yay for me. And the other thing is, just a mile back or so, was hiking along, and there are these roads, gravel roads, kind of almost Forest Service roads, really bad roads, but they cross the trail every so often, and people are quite often there doing things for hikers. This last guy just had a whole bunch of beer in his car. If you wanted a beer, you could have a beer. He just wanted to sit and talk to you and tell you his stories and give you a beer. So that was pretty cool. His name is Willie. Willie, thanks. And actually, it was Willie and his friend 43. He's a hiker. Got his trail name because his actual given name is Richard Petty. So they call him 43. So thanks to both of them. And then earlier this morning, not even, maybe an hour and a half after I took off from the shelter, from my campsite, we go walking along, and you see on a tree a paper plate nailed to the tree. And the paper plate says, Coke and water ahead, or something like that. And then you go a little further and it said hamburgers and hot dogs. And you go a little further and there's another one that says cookies. And then we got to Cooper Gap, or I can't remember, might have been Cooper Gap. And there they were, all set up, cooking hamburgers, cooking hot dogs, had chips, Cokes, water, beer, you name it. I don't know, they were just there. If anybody was hungry, one day thing. So, thanks to them. What a cool atmosphere out here, you know, to experience that. So, I don't know what to expect down the road. We'll see if there's more to come. Wow. I just got to the top of a long climb. There have been a lot of long climbs today, and then long downhills. And whew, that one wiped me out. But then I got here, and this is what I saw. How incredible is that? Wow. That is amazing. I wish you could see it all in one shot like I see it. Whew. Beautiful. Wonder how far the farthest mountain is from here. Okay. Rest for a minute. Start hiking again.